The ultimate guide to online dating. The average guy's foolproof system to completely conquering online dating. Without a doubt, this is the guide to online dating. I have written this step-by-step system to help other guys who may be experiencing the same type of frustration with online dating that I have in the past. The information contained in this guide will turn an average frustrated chump into a ladies' man that is dating the hottest women on the internet in just a few short hours. If you follow the instructions I present here, I can virtually guarantee your success with internet dating. It doesn't matter what you look like or how much money you make or even what kind of car you drive. The information contained within this guide will arm you for war. A war that other guys without this information won't even be competing in. After you prepare for battle with this information, you will squash other men like ants and constantly pull the hottest women on the internet with little to no effort at all on your part. Sound too good to be true? It has taken me 10 years of back-breaking research and experimentation to come up with this system. I've written it with no fluff so that you can be on your way to dating the internet's hottest women in no time at all. I was tired of suffering and fighting a losing battle, so I developed this system to win. It has helped me immensely, and it can help you too. So if you're serious about meeting and dating the hottest women on the internet and completely transforming your love life, then this guide to the very end and make that dream a reality. The bottom line is that this system works, and I am giving it away to you completely free right now. So grab a cup of coffee or a Red Bull and let's dive in together. Online dating synopsis. What are the major factors preventing your success, and how to blow right through those barriers? Here is an unpleasant surprise. Online dating is rigged for you to lose. It's not your fault. It's just the way the system has been set up. And it's a numbers game, just like real life. But even worse, everyone is a picky 10 behind the computer. Without this system, there is a lot of competition out there on online dating sites. But with this system, there is really no competition at all. Let's take a look at the game we're playing and what's preventing us from winning and how to blow right through those barriers. Part 1. Why you are frustrated with online dating. The top 5 reasons why girls don't write you back. Reason number 1. Inactive profiles. The truth is that online dating sites rarely, if ever, trim or prune their user databases. It's in their best interest to have as many users as possible so that they can sell their expensive ad space and recruit new users to sign up for their monthly subscription services. This way, when you perform a search, the site looks extremely popular and heavily visited. After all, who wants to use a dating site with minimal activity? The dating sites want you to feel like a kid in a candy store, and this is accomplished by showing you lots and lots of beautiful eye candy, even if it's been sitting on the shelf for years collecting dust. Once you make an account on a dating site, your profile is there forever, unless you manually tell them to remove it. Online dating sites are littered with thousands of profiles of women who, number 1, set up a profile on a whim for some attention, but have long since given up on online dating. And number 2, tried online dating for a while and either found someone and stopped using the site, or ran far, far away from the computer due to the huge amount of creepy and sexually explicit email messages she may have received during her stint on the sites. And reason 3, fake profiles that are put there by the dating sites themselves to look more popular than they really are and to appear to have more attractive members in your city. In either case, inactive profiles will not write you back because they are not checking their messages. I know this is fairly obvious to most, but I just had to point this out because some people are just not aware of this, and that's exactly how the online dating sites want it to be. As a matter of fact, the sites make it damn near impossible to tell which profiles are active online and which ones aren't. It's very easy to send messages to inactive profiles because we have no way of really knowing how long those users have been offline or inactive. The dating sites use confusing terms like active over 3 weeks, which really means this chick hasn't logged in for over 6 years. That's if they display this information at all. To combat messaging inactive profiles, be sure to search for users that have been active recently. Preferably message only women who have logged in within 24 hours or a day or two at most. That way you know the profiles you are messaging are active, and you have a real chance that that prospect actually can email you back. Messaging girls that are inactive, even if for a few weeks, is a complete waste of your time. Instead, take the time when you perform a search to only spend your time messaging women that are active and serious about their online dating and log into the site often. It's with those active users that you stand the best chance of getting a meaningful reply. Reason 2. Your profile photos suck. Let's say that your message actually made it in front of real human eyes and that your message title is being displayed in their inbox. There is nothing that will kill attraction quicker than a bad profile photo attached to your message. A stellar profile photo is the single most important thing in your online dating arsenal. You cannot ignore this vital aspect of internet dating. It's too important. So make every effort to produce kick-ass quality profile photos at any cost. The same way you are attracted to a pretty face and hot body, so are women. Let's face it, we are biologically wired to want to mate with the hottest members of the opposite sex, either male or female, because it ensures the longevity of our offspring. When it comes to online dating, we have a ton to choose from, and so do they. Even mediocre girls become very choosy when they are bombarded on a daily basis with emails from guys just like you who want to take them out on a romantic date. Naturally, they have become very selective of whom they respond to, and your online dating profile photo makes it or breaks it for you. Simply put, you need to do whatever you can do to look as good as possible online. I want you to think about this for a second. What do girls go through on a daily basis to make themselves as hot as possible when they go out? Lots of makeup, curve-enhancing clothing, fake nails, and a laundry list of other tricks to look hotter than they really are. So don't feel bad for a second about going through great lengths to look your absolute best in your profile photos too. It will make a huge difference in your success rates. I don't care how good you think you look. Take better photos and look even better. It's that important. This guide will go into great lengths of how to look your best in your profile photos a bit later. But for now, take away this vital piece of information. You need to do whatever it takes to look as good as you possibly can in all your profile photos. There are no shortcuts or ways around this. Having more photos online does not bring you more value. Use only the very best photos you have and no more. Get girls to rate your photos or use a hot or not photo voting service to determine which of your dating profile photos are the best and use only them. Your success rates with online dating will skyrocket when you look your best and present that image to the world to see. Avoid using any photos of yourself that are less than stellar, and your success rates will go up tenfold. I guarantee this. Reason 3. Your online dating messages are garbage. Besides bad photos, this is the number one reason your messages are not being replied to. Think about this for a second. You're a hot girl. Every guy on the internet wants you, so they are messaging up a storm like crazy. Imagine over the span of a few weeks or months how many messages from horny guys you will have read. So obviously, at some point, it becomes really clear what messages are worth replying to and which ones aren't worth a second look. Girls are much more of an expert on the subject of good introduction messages than you are because they are receiving a huge amount of messages every single day. I know that you think you're being clever by sending a copy and paste message. But the truth is, girls can sniff out these crappy messages from a mile away, and they absolutely kill any chances you may have with her immediately. Similarly, a message that is too short, generic, and boring can have an equally negative impact on her. If you want to succeed with online dating and get replies, you have to send quality. This means carefully picking your targets and sending quality messages worthy of a reply. Take the time to carefully read their profiles and make comments specific to them. Create emotion in your messages and keep it lighthearted. Make it obvious that you are a guy that has taken the time to get to know them and are worthy of a reply. I know what you're thinking. This will take a ton of time. And you're right. But at the end of this guide, I will mention a secret tool that will make writing heartfelt custom messages a thing of the past and reduces the effort to just one click and a few seconds. So stay tuned. But we will discuss that secret weapon later in this guide. For now, just take away the fact that boring copy and paste and short generic messages like, "Hi, how was your weekend?" just don't work. If you want to increase your success with online dating, send quality messages on a regular basis and do it consistently. Good quality messages combined with killer profile pictures will significantly increase your success with online dating. So take the time to nail these factors. Trust me, it's worth it. Reason number 4, your headline sucks donkey balls. This is something worthy of consideration for sites that allow headlines. Your message is only as good as its presentation on the outside. I know this is shallow, but such is life. To get your email opened, you need to present it like a shiny gift wrap present and make it sing to its recipient. You can do this with the headline. Take the time to write a really catchy headline and watch how many more times your message will get read. You want to use something that really gets their attention. Try to think outside the box here. Use a headline that creates emotion. Now, don't sound like all the other guys on dating sites. Go big or go home. If your headline doesn't grab their attention, your message may not even get read, and all your efforts up until this point have been for nothing. So, stop, breathe, and think of a killer headline to use that shocks and motivates the reader in a significantly meaningful way to ensure that your messages get opened and read. Later on in this guide, I will go into great detail about writing catchy headlines that get read. But for now, the takeaway is the fact that your headline or subject is the most important sentence or two in your message, because if it fails, your entire approach fails. If you want to succeed with online dating, make sure that your headlines really stand out and they force your reader to read what you wrote. Headlines can make a huge difference in your overall online dating success. Reason 5, you sound like a needy little wimp in your profile. You cannot overlook the importance of having a kick-ass profile. If you have done everything right up until this point, you have a chance of a girl you wrote to take the time to look at your profile and maybe write you back if she likes what she sees. This means your profile photos didn't scare her off and your headline and message piqued her interest enough for her to investigate you a bit further. You haven't scared her off yet. The profile page is where most guys who haven't failed in the first step fail in the second. One word or phrase out of place and your message will be deleted and you'll never hear back from her. Women are extremely judgmental when it comes to men on online dating sites, and the slightest thing out of place will blow any chance you might have had with her. Most women think guys online are crazy psychos to begin with, so don't do anything to make her think you belong in that category. Here is an important piece of advice. Less is more. Women don't have the time to read a long-ass profile page. And the truth is, they really don't care that much for you yet to read your life story anyway. So keep it short, sweet, and to the point. Sound like you have confidence and options, other girls, and don't give away all your secrets just yet. Make them work for it. It's more fun that way. Actually writing less can be extremely helpful, as it leaves her guessing and wanting more. This is a good thing for you. Later in this guide, I will go over in detail what it takes to write a winning online dating profile. But for now, take away the fact that your profile needs to shine like a diamond in the sea of shit. If you want to land the hottest girls on the internet, or even just the above average ones, take the time to experiment with your profile and modify it until it pulls. I will show you how to do this later, but for now, make sure your profile doesn't stink or reek of neediness if you want to receive decent replies from the hot, most desirable women. Remember, you are a man of abundance and options when you are online. So sound like it in your messages and make this subtly clear in your profile too. Notice I said be subtle. Going overboard on this will kill your chances. Just sprinkle in a pinch of confidence into your profile and you will be golden. If you have made it this far, I want to take a moment to congratulate you. You have taken a step that most guys will never know about, and this already puts you far ahead of most of the competition. So far, we have taken a look at why most guys fail with online dating. Now that we know what the obstacles are, let's take a look at how to blow right through those barriers to get the gorgeous girls that we really want. Part 2. Time to improve the 3-step formula for a kick-ass online dating profile that will have the hottest women chasing you. Step 1. Mind-blowing, amazing profile photos. As we mentioned earlier, in this guide, having kick-ass, way above average photos is your key to the kingdom. So you cannot skimp on this vital step. Do whatever it takes to produce amazing photography that makes you look better than your best. I don't care if you think the techniques I am about to explain make you look fake or somehow not real, because if your photos don't impress online, you will not get a second chance. So don't underestimate the powers of good profile photos. They will make you or break you. I want you to think about it for a minute, the great lengths that women go through in order to look as hot as they do when they go out on a date. Have you ever woken up next to a girl in the morning and wondered how she could be the same girl you went to bed with the night before? The answer is lots of makeup and preparation. Most of what you are seeing is a lie. Think about it. Her boobs, they're not that big. She's wearing a push-up bra or has had breast implants to look that good. Her hair is not really that long. She's wearing hair extensions. And it's not even that color. Yes, your girl's hair is dyed and fake, and she isn't a real blonde either. By the way, those are not her real nails either. She spent the afternoon getting acrylics applied and her fake nails painted at the salon to look better than she naturally does. She even wears high heels to appear taller than she really is, makeup to appear younger, and Spanx to appear as if she has a better shape to her body than she really does. I can go on and on about the tricks women use to look better than they do naturally for hours, but I don't want to bore you to tears. The point is that women go out of their way to present themselves in the best possible light, and you need to do so as well if you want to win. So don't feel bad for a second at the techniques that I am about to share with you. Love is war, so prepare for battle. Tactic 1. Grab a hot girlfriend and go shopping. You need to look your best in your photos, and clothes make the man. I don't care how broke your ass is. If you want to succeed with women, you need to look your best, and you can get there halfway by dressing the part. No matter how much it costs, buy 2 to 3 really kick-ass outfits that fit you well. If you need to have clothes altered, then do it. They need to fit right. This will go a long way in making you look more attractive to the opposite sex. Clothes are extremely important to women, and they will take notice. So take the time and spend some money to buy threads that make you look like $1,000,000. Especially your shoes, and invest in a nice watch. This will go a long way. Buy a fake Rolex if you need to, but get one that looks really sharp with your new outfits. Tactic 2. Get professional photos. You heard me right. I'm not talking about photos you took yourself with a cell phone in the bathroom mirror, but real professional photos taken by a real photographer with a good camera and lighting. Remember, those clothes you just bought? It's time to put them on and call a photography company listed in your area, or check Craigslist for a professional photographer in your area. They're not as expensive as you might think, and someone that knows what they're doing with a high-end camera can make you look absolutely amazing. And this is what you need to be really successful online. I'm serious here. Do not skip this step. Buy some killer clothes and hire a professional photographer to shoot you in them. They will use good lighting to accentuate your best features and show off your best angles. This is why you are paying a professional photographer, and it's worth it. I guarantee that no selfie taken with your iPhone is going to look as good as what a professional can do with a $7,000 plus camera. So sack up and get some professional photos done. You will look better and you'll get more dates online. Is getting laid worth the extra effort? And I should mention that a good tan goes a long way, so get your ass over to the beach or the pool as soon as possible. Tactic number 3. Photoshop the shit out of them. Yep, you heard me right. I want you looking your best no matter what. Better than your best, actually. The pimp clothes from earlier, combined with your professional photos and tan, get you halfway there. But photoshopping your photos gets you the rest of the way there. If you have been living under a rock and don't know what Photoshop is, then let me explain. It is a photo editing software for the Mac and PC that can be used to retouch photos. There's a lot of controversy about it lately because so many young girls are trying to look like models in magazines who are all fake and photoshopped and cannot possibly look that good in real life. Every photo in every magazine is retouched to look better than they really do. And it's tough to measure up in real life. And yes, the guys in magazines are retouched too, so don't feel bad about it. That is what America expects for beauty these days, and you have to play along or get left behind. You can find Photoshop retouching artists inexpensively online by searching Google for that service, or on a job board like Odesk or Elance.com. Or even using a service specific to online daters, like lookbetteronline.com. Just do a search. There are tons of professional and affordable photo retouching services out there. These professionals can airbrush away unwanted features, whiten those teeth, sculpt away that flab, make you look taller and more ripped, and even give you a tan. I say go for broke and Photoshop the shit out of your photos to look better than your best. Because if you don't, you may not even get your foot in the door with these women online. So do what you gotta do to succeed. You are still the amazingly sweet guy inside. Don't worry. Do what you have to do to win. Chances are she won't even notice when the two of you actually meet. But at least you will get that opportunity with this technique. Tactic 4. Amazing locations and scenes. Besides having amazing photos that you look great in, the background scenery is equally as important. How many photos have you seen of someone taking a photo in their dirty bathroom in a stained mirror with water spots on it? Nasty. It's low class and ghetto, so don't do it. Instead, take the time to plan your photos and take them in amazing locations that make them stand out from the rest. If you have a good body and a tan, take some photos on the beach or at the pool. If you know somebody with a boat, get some photos on the ocean. If you don't know anybody with a boat, rent one. Girls cream in their pants when they see a good-looking guy on a nice boat. So do what you can to photograph near the ocean. It makes you look healthy and like an outdoorsy person, and not like some closet freak who doesn't leave his man cave. Get some good photos out and about on the town too. Having social proof is a good idea. You can shoot one photo of you with a group of pretty girls who look like they are with you, but not your girlfriend. Other than that, shoot some photos with your guy friends so you don't look like a loner, and wrap it up with another photo of you in an action scene like riding a horse or jet skiing, and finally a picture with your parents or nephew to round you out so you look like a potential family man. Good photos should make it look like you have a well-rounded life with people in it to succeed with online dating. When a girl is reading your profile, she is imagining what it would be like to be part of your life. You do this through your words and photos. Make the photos paint the picture of what being a part of your life would look like for her. So they need to look fun and exciting. This is absolutely critical. Take good photos in fun locations and make your life look interesting and filled with good people and adventure. This will draw hot girls to you like a moth to a flame. Step 2. A solid, attention-grabbing profile. Once you have nailed your profile photos, the next step is to write a kick-ass profile that any girl will be insane to pass up. I'll be honest here. This may be the hardest part of online dating, but is something that you have to push through in order to get the hottest girls online. Honestly, it's going to take a bit of tweaking, experimentation, and persistence to write a truly kick-ass profile that gets women chasing you. I will give you some points and guidance here, but it's important that you stick with this step as long as it takes to be successful with online dating, and constantly tweak for better performance. There is a technique in selling called A/B testing. This means you test version 1 of your copy or your profile, record conversations, aka replies, and then test version 2. The secondary version has slight modifications made, like headline changes or entire paragraphs added or removed. The point is that you test both and see which one performs better, and then tweak the more successful version to pull or convert even better. You do this consistently over time and your success will go up considerably. If you are sending out messages and are getting poor responses despite having kick-ass photos, then chances are your profile is to blame. This is a surefire way to know your profile needs tweaking. If your current profile is not pulling the way it should, then it may need to be completely reworked from scratch, or take another approach. There is nothing wrong with replacing something that is broken. Poor responses to messages you wrote can often be traced back to a weak profile. If your profile is pulling, experiment on it, make some changes, and see if your success rate or message replies goes up or down. Continue to tweak or experiment until you feel you have squeezed every last bit of juice out of your words, your copy, and you will be good to go, pulling the hottest women online that other guys can only dream about. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all technique for everyone, so I will give you some basic pointers to get you going in the right path to constructing a really kick-ass online dating profile. Tactic 1. Don't tell her your life story. She's not interested in you enough yet to read about what scared you as a child and how you became the manly man you are today. There is no need to tell her everything before you even speak on the phone. Save something interesting for that actual date. Have her work at it. Truth is, most women have a very short attention span. They read a lot of messages from guys just like you and don't have time to read a novel. Your profile might be the 10th one she's read that day alone, so keep it short and sweet. I have actually found that shorter profiles that tell less about you can be far more successful than the novel approach, which just gives her too much ammunition to shoot you down. Remember, it just takes one word or phrase out of place and she will close your page and never respond to your dating message. So don't give her fuel for fire. Keep it short, to the point, and sweet. Leave the best stuff for the phone call and the eventual date. You want to pique her curiosity, not sell her on yourself. That will happen naturally through the course of developing a relationship, so don't push it too far here. Just tell her enough to make the point that you are a man that's worth her while, and a cut above the rest of all those other losers on the dating site. You are a man worth knowing, and exude that confidence through your profile without going too far. Women like a confident man, but going overboard will make you look cocky and will blow you right out of the water. Keep your profile fun, entertaining, short, and sweet. And don't give away the best parts. Save that for the phone call and eventual relationship. Tactic 2. You sound like an insecure, needy little wimp. Nothing will send a girl running faster than you sounding like a needy little wimp in your profile. If a girl even thinks for a moment that if she gives you an opportunity, you will chase her like a little puppy, it's all over for you. You will absolutely kill attraction, and most normal girls hate this type of weak guy when it comes to boyfriend material. It's different for insecure women who want you in their life as their gay best friend, but this is not the role you want to play here. This guide is for men who seduce the hottest women online, and that man is you, so don't lose sight of this. Some things that just don't go over well in profiles is the overly romantic and soft crap. Save this for the second or third date at least. Women want a real man, not a soft, desperate pushover who they can control. A well-written profile should be written with confidence, although not cocky, and with some subtle humor, but not a clown. I know all women say they want a man that will make them laugh. But it's not your job to play the clown in your profile. Hint that you have a sense of humor and save the jokes for the phone call and eventual date. Humor will go a long way, but don't go too far with this. Tactic 3. You sound overly cocky or full of shit. Let's face it, everyone lies a little online, even you. Women can smell bullshit from a mile away, especially online when everyone is going out of their way to make it sound like they are God's gift to women. Avoid this trap at all costs. Girls know when you are trying too hard to make a good first impression, and it can come off fake or like you're trying too hard, so don't do it. Instead, take another approach. The key to writing a winning online dating profile is to project real confidence, success, motivation, and goals in life, as well as abundance and options. You are more attractive to a woman in a sexual way if you can show her that you have your life all together and going places and already have women in your life. Nobody wants a desperate loner. Remember, You are this girl's fantasy man, and you need to live up to that role. There's nothing more attractive to a woman than her knowing you have options. For example, a man other girls want. This is why rock stars and celebrities are so desirable to women, because other women want them. Remember, when writing your profile, that you are the prize and not her. You are confident but not cocky. You are funny but not a clown. You may not be rich, but you have a future and you are going places in life. If you are a student, you have potential. Women just want to know you're not a loser and will be getting bigger and better as life goes on. Paint the picture of a successful, confident man with a sense of humor, and you will be miles ahead of other guys who don't get this concept. Say what you have to say in your profile, but be subtle and not too cocky. You don't want to appear to be trying too hard or lying. Keep it short, simple, and sweet. Show her that you have a sense of humor and are going places with your life, and that you have options. And the beautiful women will come flocking to you. Step 3. Your likes and interests. It's important to correctly fill out your likes and interests as part of any successful online dating profile. Do not skimp on this section, as this is vital for your success. This is the section where women are looking to make a bond with you. That can be for your mutual love of puppies, the rock band Aerosmith, or the last Stephen King book that you read. Women want to know that you have similar interests as them and some substance. This can even make the difference whether girls write back to you or not. Sometimes a mutual love of rocks is the catalyst for a girl to take the chance and write you back. If you are looking for a nerdy girl that likes to play video games, then this is the place to list it. However, if I were you, I would be careful with anything that makes you sound like a boy and not a man who will complete this girl's fantasy. But on the other hand, I want you to be honest here. After all, you want to be dating a girl with similar interests so that the two of you can have fun together. So list your interests and passions realistically so that you can attract a woman with similar passions for long-lasting happiness together. That being said, there are a couple of sections that need to be paid special close attention to. The first is height. If you are a short man, say under 6 foot, you may want to white lie a little about your real height and purchase height-adjusting shoes. Most women want a tall man, and it's worth a small investment in shoes to add a little bit to your height if you are short. Beautiful women all wear heels, and you don't want them being taller than you. Next is the income section, which is best just left blank. Too much and you are bragging. Too little and you're a loser. Money should not be a factor at this point anyway. Let her figure that out later. This is very important. Besides income, be sure to pay special attention to body type. If you have a little extra weight, still pick average or fit and toned. As explained earlier, everyone wants a fit mate. So if you need to make a few white lies on your physical appearance to get a date, then do it. But get your ass to the gym and start eating right if you are out of shape. No amount of faking is going to change her mind when she really meets you, so look your best. At the end of the day, you want to use your interests and likes section to sound like a fun and well-rounded guy with a variety of interests and likes that make you sound like you have some education and culture. You know, someone she wants to spend time with and brag about to her friends. Everyone wants to date someone with some emotional depth, and this is the place to paint that picture of yourself. Take the time to accurately list and display your passions so that you can attract a female with similar interests for a solid, long-term relationship, if that's what you're seeking. Part 3, the holy grail of online dating. How to craft killer introduction messages that will blow her mind and get you her phone number in one email message. I want to thank you for sticking with me this far. We are about to get into it, the holy grail of online dating, the introduction message. If you followed the steps previously laid out, then you are ready to reach out and start plucking phone numbers from the hottest women on online dating sites of your choice. You are now ready to get phone numbers and eventual dates from the hottest girls online using my proven, foolproof online dating system. This is the real deal. It has taken me 10 years to develop the message writing techniques I am about to share with you here and now for free. So sit back and be prepared to have your mind blown. Let's begin by talking about the difference between a good introduction message and a shitty one. My messages are so tight that I can get a phone number from the very first message I send. I can do this consistently with many different women and across a variety of different online dating sites. The reason is that I understand the difference between a well-written message and total crap. My definition of a well-written message is one that gets you a phone number on the first try and results in the girl actually picking up her phone when I call or text. The rest of this guide will go over in detail the formulas to craft your very own high-converting messages that can be used on any of the online dating sites and with the hottest women online. The importance of a good headline in your messages makes all the difference in the world. The very first thing to discuss before we go any further is your headline. I do not want you to underestimate for a second how important this factor is. We discussed it earlier in this guide, but I wanted to bring it up again to really hammer home. The headline next to your profile photo is the most important thing needed to get right in order to have your message opened and read. If your headline fails to do its job, all that time that you spent writing that nifty message is time wasted because it's going right into the recycle bin. So take the time to craft something really amazing in your headline and your response rate will shoot up significantly. Let's dig into a good headline a little further. A well-written headline should grab her attention. Hot women's inboxes are flooded with messages from guys just like you who want a piece of her. She has had to scroll through dozens of messages to get to yours. The first thing that is going to draw her attention to you is your very best profile photo, which has been discussed to death earlier in this guide. The second thing she will notice is your headline. The 3-step system for writing killer headlines that get your messages opened and read. The headline needs to grab her attention and elicit an emotional response. This is the interesting part. It doesn't even have to be a positive emotion. Just make her feel something and you have done your job to build curiosity. Many guys think they have to kiss up to a girl to get her to read your message. This couldn't be further from the truth. In reality, all you have to do is 1. Make her notice your message above all the other crap in her inbox. And 2. Open your message and begin reading it. Step 1. Write a headline that elicits an emotion. This is where you get really creative. You can ask her if she's serious about a photo she posted on her page, as she had to be drunk when she posted it. You can slightly make fun of her clothes or something silly, but don't insult her too much. Remember, this is meant to be a gentle slap and not a punch in the face. Make her feel a little emotion, positive or negative, but not enough to piss her off. Other things that have worked well for me is slightly making fun of their pet or username. Step 2, write a headline that makes her curious. Another thing you can do to get her attention is to pique her curiosity. Show you are different than the other guys on this site and make her curious about you. Tell her, I noticed something about you that other guys miss. Or, I just had to tell you. And force her to open the message to understand what you are talking about. In addition to eliciting emotion, make her curious about you. It can be very effective. Step 3, write a headline that is custom for her. One final thing that you can do to make your message really stand out from the rest is to customize it for the recipient. Maybe you can start off by saying, "Sup, username." and mention her alias, or call her by her astrological sign, or even by her hair color. Any of these things can be used to grab her attention by mentioning something about her specifically so that your headline stands out. Won't someone get your attention if they called out your name? Do the same thing on a dating site and watch your success rates go through the roof. Crafting a message that melts her heart and mind. An instant phone number on the first message. This is where shit is about to get real. I'm going to tell you my very own closely guarded secrets for easily meeting and dating the hottest of hot women online. If you've followed every step thus far, then you are about to be enlightened. This is the final step, the last and maybe the most important piece of the puzzle, but without the other parts, this piece doesn't work. So if you jumped ahead, I suggest you take a few steps back and follow the guide closely up until this point. If you've skipped any steps at all or half-assed it, this step will not work as good as it can. So no cheating. Go back if you need to and do it right now. And for the rest of you, let's drive right into it. 5 closely guarded secrets to getting women to reply, and my secret weapon finally revealed. The secret to getting women to reply with their phone number is to use psychology on them. I am referring to, number 1, the psychology of selling yourself, and 2, the psychology that goes on between a man and a woman. Let's just call this attraction for now. A lot of guys or so-called experts will tell you that your introduction message should be short and to the point. I disagree entirely. I think your introduction message should be a half a page to a page or more. Crazy? Right? Wrong. Let's think about it logically for a moment. On an online dating site, you have one tool to convince a girl that you are the guy for her, and that's your written words. Obviously, you can't reach through the screen and physically talk to her at this point, so you need to seduce her with your words. And trust me, brother, there's going to be no seduction going on with a few words like, "What's up? How you doing?" You have to think far more outside the box than that. Secret number 1, use a yes ladder. So what do you write to elicit a positive response from a girl you never met and to spike her emotions to get her into you? What techniques can you use? I like to start with a system that salesmen call a yes ladder. This is a series of questions that you ask a person that always result in her answering yes. You can start off by asking several of these right in a row to get her saying yes, yes, yes. And by her agreeing in her mind, you now seem to get her. You already connected, and now it's just your first paragraph. Good job. Keep this going by sprinkling additional yes questions throughout your letter. At the very end, when you ask her for her phone number, she is going to be trained already to say yes. Trust me, this is a killer tactic and it really works. Secret 2, make her understand that you know what it's like for her. This one is huge too, and another principle of selling that works really well on girls. Make it immediately obvious to her that you understand what it's like to be a beautiful girl on an online dating site. You can let her know that it must suck having to read dozens of messages from boring guys all asking the same lame questions. You can also tell her that it must really get old being kissed up to by needy guys or having to deal with overly aggressive, horny jerks that are just talking about banging on the first message. This is disgusting to most women and a total turnoff. But you get her. If you let her know that you understand what it's like to be her, then you have demonstrated that you understand the game and her world. And if you're a part of her world and far more in tune than all the other losers on this site, then you must be the guy worth getting to know because you are at her level. Make a girl understand that you see her world and how it is, and she will have mad respect for you and will want to know if you are as amazing a guy as she thinks you might be. We know that you are. Remember this. Hot girls date above their level and not below. Step 3. Customize your message. This is a huge one, guys. No, you cannot get away with sending garbage copy and paste emails. Women spot this a mile away, and it kills any chance of success you may have had with this girl if they detect it. So don't do it. I know it takes a lot of time to write a custom message, but it's an absolute requirement for you to be successful. This girl has to think you are only interested in her and that you took the time to read her profile and write her a meaningful message. If you can mention specific things that she wrote about in her profile, you are gaining many points by being the guy who appreciates her, rather than the guy who rushes in and tries to trick her with a canned message like every other guy. Take the extra time it takes to customize each and every message you send significantly by mentioning things from her profile. Refer to her by her username or astrological sign. Mention something about her pet or her children. These are 2 subjects women will talk about at no end, and that's just what you want. But keep the questions to a minimum. Rephrase them as comments. I will tell you why in a second. For now, just make sure the bulk of your message was written for them and cannot be mistaken for a copy and paste message. Custom messages are a key to your success. I know it takes more time to write custom messages, but I will show you a secret tool I use to reduce this time tenfold in just a moment. Step 4. Don't ask too many questions. This one is huge too. Many women check their dating sites from their phone while on break from work or school and don't have time to reply to a lot of meaningless questions. So don't ask meaningless questions. Instead, make a lot of general comments. Just talk. She will correct you if you are wrong. But a woman likes a man with confidence who can make statements and not take up a lot of her time answering the same boring questions. She will respect you for it. Just think how boring it is when someone asks you the same question 100 times. This is exactly what is happening when you ask it too. Because, trust me, you are not the only one asking the same lame questions. The real trick here is to ask the only one question that counts. What's your phone number and when can I take you out? Step 5. Mind-blowing, awesome secret weapon. It takes a ton of time to write these messages by hand. I know it. I have done it before and I know it works. But it's also like a second job because it can take 5 hours or more a day writing these highly detailed and well thought out messages one by hand. Nobody said that online dating was easy, but that was yesterday. The game changed for me, and it's about to change for you as well. I started using a software program called Online Dating Genie that automates the daily grind of online dating by combining the 5 largest dating sites into one interface. So it's convenient and easy to use. It also automatically messages as many girls as I want to by itself. And it sends them highly detailed, custom messages written for them based on specific information taken directly from their profile. You can find more about it at http://online-dating-genie.com. It has totally changed the way I date online. It saves me a ton of time, and my response rates have gone through the roof now because I have a tool that works 24/7 to get me dates. And it works without a break using all the tools and techniques I just laid out in this guide. It's definitely worth checking out if you are serious about your online dating. By using the principles laid out in this guide and combining it with the power of a very powerful software application, I have been able to completely transform my dating life. I am dating hotter women now than ever before, And it's easier than it's ever been for me. Try these techniques out for yourself, and I think you will agree that this success can be replicated. Wrapping things up, go get 'em, Tiger. I know how frustrating online dating can be. It was a ball-breaking experience for me as well for many years until I figured things out. I am not saying that this is the only way of going about it, but this is what worked for me. Feel free to change things up to fit your style and personality as you see fit. But if you are just starting out with online dating, then follow this guide pretty closely and you will be able to mimic the same type of success I relish on a daily basis. Trust me, this stuff really works. Now, go out there and sleep with some beautiful women for me. If this guide has transformed your love life like it has mine, please message me. I would love to know all about it. Take care and happy hunting, fellas.